So, for the types of reports expressing audit opinions, let us first discuss what is an audit opinion. So, an auditor's opinion is a certification that accompanies financial statements. So, the auditor's opinion is made based on audit of the procedures and records used to produce financial records and statements. The certification is essentially provides a picture to the users of the financial statements that the financial statements are a true and fair reflection of the affairs of the business. So we have four types of expressing audit opinions: the unqualified, qualified, disclaimer of opinion, and adverse. So let us first discuss what is an unqualified opinion. It is an audit report that is issued when an auditor determines that each of the financial records provided by the business is free from any misrepresentations. So, auditor's unqualified report should be expressed when the auditor concludes that the financial statements give a true and fair view in accordance with the identified financial reporting framework. An auditor's report containing an unqualified opinion also indicates implicitly that any changes in accounting principles or in the method of their application and their effects have been properly determined and disclosed in the financial statements. So we have four requirements to give unqualified opinion. First is the financial information has been prepared using acceptable accounting policies which have been consistently applied. The second one is the financial information complies with relevant regulations and statutory requirements. And the third, the view presented by the financial information as a whole is consistent with the auditor's knowledge of the business of the entity. And the last, there is adequate disclosure of all material matters relevant to the proper presentation of the financial information. So when we can say that an opinion cannot be unqualified, first is there is a limitation of the scope of the auditor. So it is because a scope limitation could lead to an auditor's report containing a qualified opinion or a disclaimer of opinion, or in some countries, even in a withdrawal from the engagement. The second one is there is a disagreement with management regarding the acceptability of the accounting policy selected, the method of their application, or the adequacy of financial disclosures. So it is because with the disagreement with management, it could lead to an auditor's report containing a qualified opinion or an adverse. For the next type of audit opinion, we have the qualified opinion. Qualified opinion is issued when the auditor concludes that an unqualified opinion cannot be expressed, but that the effect of any disagreement with management or limitation in scope is not so material as to require an adverse opinion or a disclaimer of opinion. A qualified opinion should be expressed as fairly presenting in the financial statements, except for the effects of the matter to which the qualifications relate. So basically, a qualified opinion is a reflection of the auditor's inability to give an unqualified or clean audit opinion. The reason why they can't give a unqualified opinion is that the financial statements are materially misstated due to misstatement in one particular account balance, class of transaction, or disclosure that does not have pervasive on the financial statements. Next type of audit opinion is the adverse opinion. An adverse opinion is issued when the effect of a disagreement is so material and pervasive to the financial statements that the auditor concludes that the qualification of his report is not adequate to disclose this misleading or incomplete nature of the financial statements. So basically, adverse opinion is a professional opinion made by an auditor indicating that the company's financial statements are misinterpreted, misstated, and do not accurately reflect the financial position, financial performance, and health. For the last type of audit opinion, we have the disclaimer of opinion. It is an auditor's report containing a disclaimer of opinion should be expressed when the possible effect of a limitation on scope is so material and pervasive that the auditor has not been able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence and therefore is unable to express an opinion on the financial statements. So, in short, disclaimer of opinion is the statement by an auditor that no opinion is being given regarding the financial statements of a client. For example, the auditor may not have been allowed or been able to complete all planned audit procedures, or the client restricted the scope of the examination to such an extent that the auditor was unable to form an opinion. So we have done the 4 types of audit opinion. Let us now discuss what is the importance of audit. The audit opinion is very important for the stakeholders because it let them know whether or not the information in the financial statements are correct and whether or not financial statements can be relied for decision making. The audit opinion provides credibility to set of financial statements and give the shareholders confidence that the accounts are true and fair. Also, it can benefit companies' internal controls and systems.